Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Philip Selway and I'm back here keeping Guy Garvey's seat warm for another week. I hope you're having a fantastic Easter Sunday and been having a good holiday weekend too. And I hope you can stay with me for the next couple of hours whilst I play music to see you through those inevitable sugar crashes that come on Easter Sunday. So music from Fortet, Sonic Youth, Courtney Barnett, Lee Scratch Perry and many, many more. That was Get Out of My Life, Woman by Lee Dorsey, which opened the show. Next up, we have the very fantastic Missy Elliott and her song, Get Your Freak On.
Headbanger.
That was Get Your Freak On by Missy Elliott. The next song we have coming along is by the band Alabama Shakes, and this is a song off their upcoming album, which is out at the end of April. The album's called Sound and Colour, and this song is Future People. This is Alabama Shakes. That was Alabama Shakes and Future People. Now, you might have noticed that we're in the midst of the Easter Folk weekend at Six Music, with fantastic evenings curated by, well, on Good Friday by the Decemberists, and then tomorrow by the Unthanks. And so, in the spirit of the weekend, I'm going to be playing some of my favourite folk tracks. So I will get this going with the Queen of Music, basically, Queen of Folk, any music. This is Joni Mitchell and Carrie. That was a song from Ezra Furman. It was called Restless Year. He's got an album coming out in the summer, so that one's ahead of that. He's actually a label mate of mine over at Bella Union. So I've been enjoying his music enormously. And next, well, you can't have Easter Sunday without any krautrock, so that's where we're going to go to next. This is Can. Actually, their drummer, Jackie Lieberzeit, has been quite a big influence on me and what I've done in Radiohead. He's incredible. You'll hear that on this track. This is a song called Spoon, and this is by Can.
You're never gonna get my love.
That was Gene Knight and Mr. Big Shot. Fantastic song, and a great way to set up, well, this next track for me, because this heralds something fantastic for me. Past few years, it's been my very good fortune to work with Arden, somebody whose music I've been a fan of for a while, and then to actually work with him on my own material. He produced my second record, Weatherhouse. Worked on him with commissions for Rombed Dance Company. He's just an incredibly talented musician and a wonderful person to work with, and it's been fascinating watching these past couple of years his own new record come together, and it is now ready. And so this is a first play for Ardem's track. This is a song called A Silvering, and it's off his upcoming record, called Seconds Are Acorns, which is out later on in this year, and it's a fantastic track. I hope you really enjoy it. Incredible. That was A Silvering by Ardem. Now, Ardem was in Fridge with his bandmate at the time, Kieran Hebden, who, as we all know, went on to become Fortet. And this is a song by Fortet. This is called Parallel Jalebi off Beautiful Rewind from 2013. That was Fortet and Parallel Jalebi, and I hope to heaven that was how you pronounce it. Now, Fortet actually played with Marianne Hobbs when she had her night at the Six Music Festival. And if you go to your red button on your telly tonight, there's a chance, well, it's a last chance to see some of the other acts from the Six Music Festival perform. So you can find the likes of Charlatans and Hot Chip, so go to the red button. I'm Philip Selway, and now it's time for the Six Music News. That was Sammy's Bar by Martin Simpson. And if you ever go and see Martin play live and you hear him play that song, chances are you'll be taken by surprise, because quite spontaneously the audience will suddenly chime up with this beautiful four-part choral accompaniment. Absolutely amazing. Now, I've been recently doing some of my own live shows and around the UK, and actually one of my favourite bits of feedback that I got was somebody came up to me and said, interesting presentation style between the songs. It was like listening to Radio 4. So I've kind of taken this one on board a bit more, and so any of my future shows I will be on the hour. I'll be doing the pips and doing a short news bulletin after that. So that'll get things going along. But keeping the Radio 4 theme going, I think this next track has to be presented in Radio 4 style. So this is a track from Edwin Starr. It's called Funky Music Show Nuff Turns Me On. That was Edwin Starr and Funky Music Show Nuff Turns Me On. I'm Philip Selway, and I'm actually coming into that time of year when I start putting together my birthday list. I have a birthday coming up next month, 48 if you're interested, and top of that list is a book called Girl in a Band, a memoir by Kim Gordon, bassist from Sonic Youth. So, I'm very much hope that one's coming my way. Well, what a talented woman, what a talented band. And here's 100% from their album Dirty. This is Sonic Youth. That was 100% by Sonic Youth. And this is a show of big reveals. Earlier on we had Arden. And now I can also reveal that later on in this year, Kim Gordon will be doing her debut show. It will be in this slot later on this year here on Six Music. Now, returning to the folk flavour of the weekend, this next track is by one of my favourite songwriters and artists generally, Nick Drake. But it's not him that I want to talk about as such. It's about the people who are playing on this track, and the bassist in particular. Now, it's Dave Pegg from Jethro Tull and Fairport Convention. He was playing bass on this track off of the album Brighter Later, and I have a very good memory of Dave Pegg, and this is kind of by way of a thank you to him as well, because when Radiohead were kind of a baby band just out of school, ages before we signed, we played a show in Oxford at a venue called the Old Fire Station, and there was a band that opened for us, and in that band Dave Pegg's son Matt was playing, so he came along to the show, and we were all very excited about that. But he did the coolest thing ever at the end of it. I think at the time, remember we took about £50 on the door, but he came up and gave us another £50 and doubled our takings on it, and it was just one of those things that kind of gives you that spur as a band, and it just sticks in your mind. You think that's a great thing to do. So thank you to Dave Pegg. Well, now you can hear his amazing playing on Fly by Nick Drake.
Philip Selway.
Next up we have, coming from a very, very strong line of music royalty. It's from the Kuti family. Fela Kuti's son, Femi Kuti, an amazing musician. And this song is Truth Don't Die. That was Truth Don't Die from Femi Kuti. Now, I always like a good lyric, and there is actually not many people around who are doing a better job with them at the moment than Courtney Barnett. Always brings a smile to my face. And this song is called Pedestrian at Best. I'm Philip Selway, and I was here last week and I played a Pixies song and told you about the nerves I had before playing, having to follow them in Radiohead at Coachella in 2004. And the music that I was listening to at the time to kind of soothe my nerves was an album called Little Lights by the folk artist Kate Rusby. Such an amazing song off there. It's just a really interesting arrangement. Her voice and a brass band. I think it's about her grandparents, and yeah, just one of those tracks that floors you. Kate Rusby and My Young Man. And now we're going to go to the Black Ark, Lee Scratch Perry's studio. That was at his home. Not sure everything was completely sane that came out of there, but it was always inspired. And this is an incredible track that came from there. This is called Soulfire. That was Soulfire by Lee Scratch Perry. Now, this next track, after the series The Office, I'm sure has become a bit of an anthem for Slough. You know, Stereophonics did a very, very good version of it for the series, but I have to say my favourite version of it is actually by Rod Stewart, and here it is. This is Handbags and Glad Rags. I take a certain amount of pride in music from Oxford. It's, you know, for a small city, a lot has come out of there. A lot of good music has come out of it. So I will always champion bands that come from Oxford, and this next band, Glass Animals, fit that bill perfectly. Great music as from their album Zaba, incidentally mixed by David Wrench, who I was lucky enough to work with on my record Weatherhouse, and this song is called Flip. This is Glass Animals. That was Flip by Glass Animals. I'm Philip Selway, and I'm playing some folk tunes this weekend for the Easter Folk Weekend at Six Music. And this next track is by an artist called Nick Jones. It's a song off his album Penguin Eggs, and if you talk to anybody in the folk world, then this is the one that they'll always cite as being one of the really important records. Quite a few years ago I was at the Folk Awards, and I actually met Nick Jones, and I was blown away by the conversation I had with him, because he started talking in depth about songs off the bends and how much he was into them. It's just something I'd not expected at all. Well, return the favour here. This is Kennedy I.O. by Nick Jones.
BBC Radio
6 Music.
Tomorrow evening, as I mentioned earlier, the Unthanks are going to be doing a show, a 2-hour show where they're playing their own choice of their favourite folk music. I think Nick Jones will be amongst that. And also they've been given access to the BBC archive, and I think they've chosen a documentary about Robert Wyatt presented by Phil Manzanera. So that's going to be tomorrow evening. And so this next track it's sung by Robert Wyatt. It's a song called Shipbuilding. You may know it as the Elvis Costello version. Elvis Costello wrote the lyrics and Clive Langer wrote the music, and then Robert Wyatt did this amazing performance on it. So this is Shipbuilding. That was Robert Wyatt and Shipbuilding. Now, to go to the other end of the musical spectrum, this next track is by Doom. It's a song that my bandmate Tom York actually did a remix of as well. It's off his 2009 album called Born Like This, and this is a song called Gazillion Ear. That was Gazillion Ear by Doom. I'm Philip Selway, and I'll be back shortly with more music, but now it's time for the Six Music News.
Six Music.
This little musical adventure that I'm going on today is next going to take us to Brazil. This is a track from a Brazilian rapper called Carol Conker. It's off her 2014, well, last year's album called Batuque Freak, and this song is called Boa Noite. And that was New England by Billy Bragg. Now for this Easter Sunday, I think this next track is just one that you will lose yourself in. This is an absolute gift of a song. It's Kate Bush and This Woman's Work. Oh, that was fantastic. That was Sufjan Stevens with No Shade in the Shadow of the Cross. And if that song's made you feel all warm and fuzzy, can I suggest a film that you could go and watch from the archives to just really, round off this Easter Sunday? It's a lovely film. You might remember it, Monsoon Wedding, which was from 2001. It's just really warm, kind of affecting and funny, sensuous film. And the music from it kind of always just makes me smile. And this is one of the themes from it. And this is going to play out the show, actually. So thank you very much for listening for these past 2 weeks. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed the music too. And I will see you again. You take care. This is Michael Danner, and this is Barat.